Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel At Home with Shell, and today I'll be sharing with you what I eat in a typical week, including 5 healthy meal ideas. If you are new to my channel, then hi, my name's Michelle and I do make quite a lot of foodie content, so I would love for you to subscribe. I do also have a separate food Instagram account, which is eatwellnotless_UK. I will link that down below, but if you want to follow me over there, I've set it up recently to try and keep a bit of a food diary and share recipes of what I'm eating on a daily basis. And I also upload my weekly meal plans on my Instagram stories. I try and do it every single Sunday. So if you want to follow me over there, I've also got a highlight where I saved previous meal plans. But yeah, today I wanted to share with you 5 healthy meals which are ideal if you are following Slimming World or if you are calorie counting. Most of them are sin-free if you're following Slimming World, and less than 500 or 600 calories if you're calorie counting. All of the ingredients for what I'm making I'll link in the description box down below, and I'll include the Syns and calories for each of the meals. So I really hope that you enjoy this video. It gives you some ideas, because I know it can be easy to get stuck in a bit of a rut when you're trying to make different meals. So if you do make any of the meals that I'm sharing in today's video, then please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm always really interested to see what people think. But anyway, let's get into the video sharing with you the 5 meals. The first meal that I'll be sharing is a baked bean beef stew. That's a bit of a mouthful to say. There's actually a couple of slow cooker recipes in this video because I use my slow cooker so much this time of year. It's super handy. I can just throw everything in there in the morning and then it's all ready when I get home from work at the end of the day. So if you're following Slimming World, this recipe is completely free. I just served it with some veggies on the side, and if you are calorie counting, then it's really low in calories at only 313 calories. You'll need a pack of beef, so this is just a 400 gram pack. If you are, this will probably serve around 3 of us. If you're serving 4, you might need a little bit more. A couple of carrots, a couple of potatoes, 2 tins of baked beans, and then you'll need around 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, some salt and pepper. I've got about 600 ml of stock here that I've just made with a beef stock cube. Then you'll also need a rich beef stock pot, and then 1 onion. You'll need to sear the beef for a couple of minutes in a frying pan, or my slow cooker can actually go directly onto the hob. I love it. It's from Amazon, and we'll link it down below if anyone is interested, as I do really recommend it. So whilst searing the beef, also add some black pepper, and then after a couple of minutes, when it's starting to brown slightly, add the beef back into the slow cooker. Then you want to add in the potatoes that I've just peeled and cubed, 1 diced onion, a couple of peeled and sliced carrots. Pour over 600 ml of beef stock, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and lastly a beef stock pot. Stir it really well, add 2 tins of baked beans, again stir it well, and then you want to cook on low for around 8 hours or high for 4 to 5 hours. I've left it cooking on high for probably around 5 hours now, so I'm just going to take the lid off, give it a stir, and then you want to now leave the lid off for probably around an hour. And then by leaving the lid off, you can see it's still quite runny at the minute. So if you leave the lid off, then the sauce will thicken up nicely. So I've left it with the lid off for around an hour and a half, and you can see that it thickened up nicely. So it's ready to serve now. I'm just going to serve it with some broccoli on the side. Next up is a chicken and sweet corn soup. Now when I say soup, don't be put off by this, because it is actually super filling because it's got loads of noodles in it. It's almost like a bit of a Chinese style chicken and sweet corn soup that you'd get from the Chinese takeaway. I really love this meal. I make it time and time again. It's definitely a go-to in the winter, and you probably could make this in the slow cooker actually. I haven't tried, but I might do it next time that I make it. And again, this is completely sin-free if you are following Slimming World, and if you are calorie counting, it comes in at 439 calories. These are all the ingredients that you'll need to make the chicken noodle soup. So to make the base, you'll need a couple of bits of celery, some ginger. So I've got fresh ginger here, although you can use other ginger just out of a jar if you haven't got that. A couple of garlic cloves, 1 onion. I'm going to make some stock up, so about 1.5 litres of stock, just using a chicken stock cube. I've got a couple of carrots here. About a cup of sweet corn. This is just frozen sweet corn. Probably about 3 medium egg noodles or vermicelli, and then I'm going to put in around 3 chicken breasts as well. Put a large saucepan on a medium to high heat and spray with some low calorie oil. Then you want to add your chopped veg, ginger and garlic. So I've just finely diced the celery, carrot and onion. Fry on a medium heat for around 5 minutes, stirring occasionally so it doesn't stick, and then you want to add in the chicken and pour over the stock. Give it a little stir and then leave it to simmer for around 20 minutes. Then after 20 minutes you want to remove the chicken, place it onto a board and just gradually shred it with a fork. It should come apart quite easily at this point. And then meanwhile, whilst you're doing this, you just want to put your noodle nest in some hot water. You don't need to actually put them on the pan, like put the gas on or anything. Just put them in the hot water, leave them in that for around 5 minutes and just stirring occasionally so they don't actually stick together. Add the shredded chicken back into the soup and stir through. At this point, I also like to add a couple of splashes of light soy sauce. I think it really adds to the taste. Then you need to add the sweet corn, stir through, leave it to simmer for a couple more minutes just to ensure that the sweet corn is cooked through. Season with some black pepper. Add the noodles back in, give it another stir again, and then it's ready to serve. This easily fed 4 of us with a leftover portion for a couple of lunches too. Wednesday evening we had tomato feta pasta. I remember this went viral on either TikTok or Instagram quite a while ago, and it's definitely one of my go-to meals. I actually make it in the summer quite a lot as well. Super easy because all you need to do is pretty much throw everything into the oven, and you have the lovely baked feta and everything with the pasta and tomatoes. Honestly, super easy as well because you can just get on with everything whilst it's cooking in the oven. So if you are following Slimming World, this is free if you use your healthy, if you use the feta as your healthy extra A, and if you, I'm just checking my notes to check on the calories, and if you are calorie counting, it comes in at 540 calories per serving. So I didn't mention at the start, but all of the servings and calories that I'm mentioning today, all the meals in fact, it serves 4 people unless I'm mentioning otherwise. In an oven-proof dish, add 1 diced onion, a couple of packs of cherry tomatoes, around 700 grams in total, 3 crushed garlic cloves, and then sprinkle with mixed herbs all over, and then add a block of feta cheese to the middle. Then you want to put that in the oven for around 30 minutes. After around 20 minutes, you then want to place your pasta on to cook, and then once the pasta is cooked, remove the tomatoes from the oven. Tip in the drained pasta, sprinkle over some fresh basil and stir, and the tomato and feta makes the creamiest sauce. This dish is absolutely delicious and super easy. The 4th meal is another slow cooker meal, and this is a honey and mustard slow cooker chicken. Honestly, this is absolutely incredible. because I am following Slimming World, I was a little bit put off by making a meal with mustard and honey and everything in it, but actually it only comes in at 3 Syns per person, which I don't think is too bad. This is the highest the highest Syns meal that I'm sharing today, but 3 Syns on a meal like this, honestly, it was well worth every Syn. And calorie wise, it was 470 calories per serving, and that was also included serving it with mashed potato as well. So for the slow cooker chicken dish, you'll need some chicken breasts. I've got a pack of chicken breasts here. So there are 3 chicken breasts in here. I'd probably use between 3 and 4 depending on the size of them to feed a family of 4. Then you'll also need some honey, so you'll need 4 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of whole grain mustard. Then you'll just want some kind of Italian seasoning. So I don't have any mixed herbs or anything, but mixed herbs would work great. But I'm just going to use half a teaspoon of basil and half a teaspoon of parsley. You'll then need 3 garlic cloves. Then you want to use some low-fat soft cheese. So the one I've got is this 50% low-fat cheese, and you'll need around 90 grams of that one. Some fresh basil leaves. These are kind of going over. They don't last very long when you buy them basil leaves, do they? So I'll just throw what I have in there, and then some for garnishing as well. And then here I've just got 175 ml of chicken stock that I've just made up with 1 chicken stock cube. Place 3 chicken breasts in the slow cooker and sprinkle over half a teaspoon each of parsley and basil, or alternatively just use 1 teaspoon of mixed herbs. Then add in 2 tablespoons of the mustard and 4 tablespoons of the honey, and then lastly crush in the garlic and mix it together. Once you've stirred it and it's all really mixed into the chicken, then you just want to pour over the chicken stock, season with some salt and pepper, and then add your fresh herbs. So just sprinkle over the fresh basil and then mix it in and cook that on high for around 4 hours. After around 4 hours, stir in the cream cheese. So it's roughly half a pack of the cream cheese. Stir it through and then serve it with mashed potato and lots of vegetables on the side. Friday evening we had a bit of a Nandos style fakeaway. I'll often make a fakeaway on either a Friday or Saturday night, and this is definitely one of my favourites. It's almost like a cross between a Nando's fakeaway and loaded fries, because you get you make like homemade oven chips, and then you put your chicken and your halloumi on top, and it's just honestly delicious. So if you are following Slimming World, then this is free if you use your Healthy Extra A for the halloumi, and if you are calorie counting, then this is slightly higher in calories. It comes in at 620 calories, but obviously a lot less than if you were to go and get an actual Nando's. And honestly, this dish is incredible. I sometimes serve it with some chili jam on the side, and just obviously add in the additional Syns and calories if I have that with it as well, and just with a simple side salad. So these are all the ingredients that you'll need to make this evening's meal. So around 750 grams of potatoes, and then normally I would use chicken thighs, which are boneless and skinless, but they didn't actually have them. So what I would have to do is take the skin off and the bones out. Then I will just serve it with a salad or corn or something like that. I'm just going to serve it with some salad. Then to put on the chicken, I'll just use some piri-piri seasoning. You can just get this from most supermarkets. It's super good because it just has all of the spices that you'll need, rather than having to use loads of different ones. And then on the wedges, I'll just add some garlic granules and some smoked paprika. And then I normally also add a little bit of bouillon powder as well. And then completely optional, but I like to add a few pieces of halloumi as well. To make the wedges, I cut the potatoes and then parboil them for 5 minutes. There's no need to peel them or anything. So I've basically taken most of the skin off of the chicken. I've actually left the bones in. And what I'm going to do is sprinkle over the piri-piri seasoning and put it in the oven for around 35 to 40 minutes. Once the potatoes have boiled for about 5 minutes, strain the wedges, give them a good shake in the colander and then lay them out on a baking tray. So in a little bowl I've just mixed together some bouillon, oregano, garlic granules, salt and pepper and just a little bit of paprika, and then I'm going to sprinkle that over the chips. Spritz them with some fry light and then place in the oven for around 30 minutes with the chicken. Just before the chicken and wedges are ready, slice a couple of pieces of halloumi and dry fry in a pan for around 3 to 4 minutes, turning halfway through. So after about 40 minutes, the chicken and the wedges should be nicely cooked. So you just want to remove it from the oven. And then what I normally do is just place the chicken to one side and then I'll basically put the wedges in here. All I've done to serve it is put the chicken and the halloumi on top of the wedges, and then I'll just serve it with a salad. So in here I've just got some balsamic and cucumber and a couple of sun-dried tomatoes in there, and then you can just put whatever you want on top of it as well. So Mick likes to add jalapenos to his, and then he also likes to have the jalapeno chili jam. Honestly, this is really, really yummy. So they are the 5 meals that I wanted to share with you, and honestly this is just a real representation of what I would typically eat in a week whilst I'm following Slimming World, trying to lose weight, and just, yeah, try and eat a little bit more healthily. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, you found it useful. Like I said, if you do make any of the recipes, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm always really interested to hear them. As always, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye!